Alright guys, I'm going to talk about a tournament that happened that you didn't know happened. As you well know, Xbox players are, well, most of them are a bunch of pussies, and when push comes to shove, when they talk shit, they're not willing to actually play a series, or actually willing to join a tournament, and all that. So I decided I was just going to make a bracket, right? It's completely randomly seeded. This is the way this thing works. You put in some names, and then you just randomly seed. I put in some players that at the time, when I made this about 3 months ago, that were kind of actively playing. So what I did was, once the seeds were done, and once I put it up there, the very next time I were to watch these players play, I would do the first person to 3 wins, and I just move them on. So I'm just gonna talk about the bracket and what happened. This was one of the first ones I watched. Was Patriot vs Wonder Bread. This is probably actually a little bit more than 3.5 months ago. About 3 months and almost 4 months ago that this one was played, but the bracket wasn't made yet. But since I didn't get to watch them after for such a long time, I decided I would just go with this one. So what happened was Patriot actually beat Wonder Bread 3-2, and what happened during this series was Patriot was picking GDI every game. Wonder Bread was picking Nod. Wonder Bread got Marta Kane one game. He lost that one. It was the first game. The next 2 games, Wonder Bread also he went ran the entire series. Patriot was picking GDI, and well, actually, it's not true. Patriot did pick Nod for one game. I'll talk about that. That was the final game. Wonder Bread got Random Traveler. These were all Rift games, by the way. Wonder Bread got Random Traveler. He won that game. Then he got Random Nod and won that game. But then the next 2 games, Patriot actually picked GDI. Wonder Bread got Random. He got Talents. So at this point, it's tied up 2-2. Then final game, Patriot actually went Nod, and Wonder Bread went GDI. He told him to pick GDI. That's what happened. What happened was Patriot actually did really fast transitions. He went Scorps, then he immediately sold his war factories, put up barracks, and then infantry span, then went back into Scorpions and sold his barracks. Like, he just kept transitioning and threw Wonder Bread off, and he actually came out on top there. Alright, so that's what happened with that, and Wonder Bread got pushed down to the bottom bracket. Next thing that happened, Lamas and Homebred. They played a while back. They played a series. I think they played, like, I don't know, it was first of 7 or something. But as I put, I mean, there's nothing I could do about it. Even if Lamas would have won that, which he didn't, I only went for the first person to 3 anyway, so that series didn't exactly matter. I thought it'd be the perfect time to use the bracket. So, and it was the actual next time that I moderated them also. I didn't pick and choose when I moderated. I mean, I pick and choose the games from the moderation. It was the very next time that these players played. That's the score that I used. And what happened with these games? They were picking random maps. I was moderating. I don't remember it too well, but I do remember that Lamas was playing really bad, and so was Homebred. They were both playing absolutely terrible. They were even both saying so. But I do remember one game specifically. It was on Tower that Lamas won. Homebred was playing like a complete ass. That was the final game of the 5 that they played, and so that's how. That was his 4th one. That was the 4th game. The 5th game, I don't remember what happened, but I do know that Homebred won it. I'm not gonna lie and say that I remember, because I don't. But I put these scores on immediately after. This was a long time ago. All right, next one. Me and Aeonian. I went Traveler for all the games. He did beat me twice. One game it was on Tower. It's really hard to win on Tower when he does the. He did the build where he does all-in corruptors and bubbles your war factory, and there's nothing you can do about it because it's like an automatic win if you don't see it coming. That's how he got me with the one game. The next game, he also beat me. We was on Arena, and he did a Shardwalker Seeker span with shields, and with Traveler, if I don't get tech, it's hard to beat. Then we played Rift after that 3 times in a row. Lucky for me. And obviously I went Corruptors. I did a lot of Cultist micro. Cultist and Tripods automatically kind of beats Reaper. The final game, the 5th game, I all-in Disintegrator rushed him and beat him that way. He doesn't like that. So that's how I beat him there. Unkind of Venus, this actually took place on Coastline. I'm sure a few players actually remember this. It was a really funny series. The only way to really get Unkind to play, I thought it was going to be difficult, but I just counted the Coastline games because, you know, why not? They were 1v1s on Coastline, so it was legit. Venus actually came out on top there, 3-2. We all were rooting for Unkind, but he just couldn't pull it through there. Not much to say about those games. All right, moving on. Jaspari Turtles. These games were actually pretty epic. There were quite a few of them on decision. Turtles was actually taking command lead. Turtles actually got on for a few days at this point instead of his usual. He gets on for a day, doesn't come back for 2 weeks. He was actually on for a few consecutive days, so he was pretty warmed up. He actually got the wins off over Jaspari in that scenario. That was about 2 months ago. And then you have these games, Slayer and Atomic. Pretty good games. They were both picking GDI at the time. Slayer actually picked random a couple of times, but he actually got GDI. So it was a lot of GDI mirrors. I think Slayer did get Zocom once, and I think Atomic may have picked Zocom once. But Slayer did come out on top there. It was very close. They're very close games. Right here, Sam and Demir. This was more recent. This was probably about, I'd say, 3 weeks ago, 4 months ago, that they played. And Sam actually came on top over Demir. This is right when he came back. So he was beating a lot of people right when he came back before people started figuring out that he was going, he was winning, beating a bunch of players because he would go Scrin and he would do Devastator Tripod Quick Tech, and they couldn't handle it. All right, so let's move on to the loser bracket here. Because, Lamas lost to Homebred and Aeonian lost to me. Lamas got beat by Aeonian 3-1. I'm not going to really talk about the loser bracket games too much. A little bit I will. These games, I didn't actually see these games, but I was just taken by the voices of others. So I know that Aeonian beat Lamas. Lamas didn't deny it when I asked him about it, so that's true. I do believe, I think he was, Aeonian may have been random. No, I think he was Reaper. I don't remember what was said about those. I do know that this one right here, this one never happened. This game right here, don't take this into consideration. This just simply never happened. Couldn't get it to happen. They never played each other, never out at the same time, and Jaspari was definitely not going to play Unkind in a 1v1 on Coastline. So I just moved it along because Jaspari is the better player, so I moved him along to the next bracket. And Unkind, I just dropped him out. Demir and Atomic. Atomic actually, this is actually funny. I do believe that Demir and Atomic actually go 50-50. And sometimes Demir actually does get the better hand, so it may actually be 60-40. But in this instance, when they played, Atomic did get the better hand on him. He was playing very well. Moving to the next bracket. I'd say this is about a month and a half ago. Patriot and Jacob were actually playing quite a bit. They were playing every morning. It was actually really enjoyable to watch. I watched a few times. And also heard about a few games. That's what made me want to watch them. Jacob was playing very well, but Patriot just played him a little bit better. They were all arena games. It was a lot of GDI versus Mark Kane, GDI versus GDI, GDI versus Nod. I believe Jacob picked Nod a couple times. I didn't see the Nod games, but I know he picked Nod from what Patriot said. The first initial score between them was 3-2, so it was given to Patriot. But I do believe Jacob did come back a few times and play more after that. It may have beat him a few more times after that, but Patriot also beat him more times after that as well. So they had some good series together. But overall, Patriot did take the first 3 games, so he does get the move along in the bracket. Me and Homebred, these games happened about, I don't know, 2 months ago. We played, the first few games were actually on Rift. I was GDI, and he was Nod. And I was trying to help him out. Like, he said he was having difficulties versus Patriots GDI on Rift. So I did that, and I just kept popping his engineer, so I got 2 wins immediately off of that. Then we played Arena, and he got me twice, and then I got him the 5th game. So we played more games after that. Both beating each other, but I did get the initial 3 wins, and you can ask him how that went there. That when I first started, the bracket. So the next games would be Venus and Turtles. Turtles did beat him 3-1. The one game Venus won, he went Megapedes, and he did get him one time. Turtles didn't like that and just decided to spank him the rest of the time. That's simple as that's how that went. Next sort of games. This was actually Slayer versus Sam. These guys were talking shit a lot. Me and Lamasan had something to do with that too. I do believe Slayer did beat him more than he beat him a few times, but I actually didn't get to moderate. I did not get to see it. Next time I did moderate though, because I would have put Slayer above him, and I would have gave him the wins, but I didn't see it, and there was a dispute that he actually didn't win, so I couldn't take the word for it because there was no moderator. When I did moderate, though, Sam did take the lead. He did get the first 3 wins. They did have some really good games, though. Sam was picking random and Scrin, and Slayer was picking just random. Moving on to the next bracket. Slayer vs. Wonderbread, pretty cut and dry. They were playing each other. The score, I think Slayer did actually come back during this series, but unfortunately, Wonderbread did get the first 3 wins, so he does get the win on that. Venus Aeonian, I don't know what happened during these games, but I do know Aeonian did take the wins 3-1. Most likely he was Reaper, and most likely Venus either did a Redeemer or Megapedes or something and got that win on him. Or maybe he beat him straight up, I don't know. But he did get the win 3-1. There was a moderator, I don't remember who. I wouldn't have put numbers on there if that was not true. So that was 3-1 against Venus. I don't think that's being disputed. The next one, surprising. This one was actually surprising. Homebred, this was about maybe a month and maybe a week ago. I was streaming, and Homebred was just playing like shit. Homebred's a very good player, but that day he was playing horrible. He got beat by Sam, he got beat by Atomic, he got beat by Turtles, and for the final, like on the end of the stream, he finally played Jaspari. Good for me, because I was hoping that was going to happen. I was hoping Homebred was going to play better, but he did not. He was just playing horrible that day on my stream. I don't know what was going on. Jaspari did beat him 3-1, and I haven't actually seen Homebred play since. Like, he played very bad that day. That was one of the last times I think I ever saw him on Kane's Wrath. I don't know what happened. Hopefully he comes back, maybe plays better and tries something else, but he doesn't like playing Kane's Wrath or something. Next one. This actually worked out really well with Jacob, because I know Jacob doesn't like to play a lot of players. You know the whole story behind that, yada yada yada. Doesn't matter. But he did play Atomic. I got this to hear the games by him and Atomic. Atomic did get the 3 wins against him. They were all on Arena. They were, I believe Atomic was GDI. I don't remember the faction Jacob picked. I don't remember. I'm not going to quote it. But I do know he won the 3-1. I heard they were really good games. I heard they played more after that, and Jacob did come back and start beating Atomic a few times. So that was good. But unfortunately for Jacob, Atomic did get the initial 3 wins, so he got to move along into the bracket. What happened here, me and Patriot played. This set of games, me and Patriot play all the time. I usually actually don't even let him get that close in a best of 3. It's usually 3-1 or 3-0, but he got 2 fucking games on me. We were playing mistakenly. I didn't know that I was going to put these on the bracket, but I said fuck it, and I just said I'd count the next games in the bracket. I was picking GDI and Zocoms, and Patriot's pretty good in GDI and Zocom games, so I tried beating him with Firehawks, didn't work. He got the win there. Went random in the next game, got Talons. Lost there, got me again. The next couple of games I actually went Nod, and I showed him my Surveyor build on Rift, where I go Surveyor to the bottom against GDI. I'm Nod, he's GDI. And I get tech really quick, a lot of Scorpions up, Avatars, Rockets, and you 1-click and Redeemer. I did that twice in a row, and that's how I got the 3 wins there. Wasn't clean, but I got it. Next one, Turtles vs. Sam. Turtles came back for a day. This is probably about a month ago, and he got wrecked by Sam. Got 1 win in there, but Sam just tore him up with the Devastators and Tripods. Nothing to say there. I played Sam. I won 3 games to 1. He beat me 1 game. I don't remember how, but I do remember he did get me 1 game. Let's go to the next bracket here. We have Wonderbread vs. Aeonian. This is really funny. Like, apparently Aeonian is like Wonderbread's like bane. This series was moderated by Patriot, and apparently Aeonian did win 5. I was going to put just the 3-0, but I needed to put it on there. It was actually 6-1 what happened there. But the 1 game was Talons. Like, Aeonian picked Talons. Because I don't remember what that happened was. He was mad at Patriot or mad at Wonderbread. I don't remember what happened there. But he picked Talons just to fuck around for some whatever reason. So I'm not even going to put that on there. Because I guess Patriot or Aeonian thinks that Wonderbread's a joke and that Patriot is teaching Wonderbread to play or something or another. And anyway, Aeonian just smacked him around. Aeonian actually beat Wonderbread with Talons 1 game when Aeonian was Skrin. I don't remember the other games, but I do know that it was a 5-0 series if you don't count the Talons game, which is a pretty amazing feat in its own right. So he won the series there. Right here, Atomic and Jaspari. These games happened probably, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. And Jaspari, he took the 3-1 game. Nothing special about the games. They were just, just normal games, Rift Arena, Decision, things like that. Next one, did I talk about? Yeah, I beat Sam. I talked about that one already. We'll move down to here. It was Patriot vs. Aeonian. Aeonian went Reaper a lot. Beat Patriot 3-1. It was just Reaper vs. GDI games. Devours, Tripods. I believe, from what I heard, the 3 wins here were when he went Shard Walker Tripod. The game he lost, he went Shard Walker Devourer. Patriot was able to overcome that. And then we have the Turtles Jaspari games. These were actually pretty good. I actually recorded a few of these, and but unfortunately for Turtles, Jaspari did take the win there, and he moved on to the final. Or the semifinal of the loser bracket. So it was Aeonian versus Jaspari. From what I heard, Aeonian. Jaspari said previously, a while ago, that he had beat Aeonian a lot. But that was way before this bracket was even made, apparently. That must have been months and months and months and months ago. Almost a year ago. The most recent time, Aeonian did beat him 3-2. And I don't remember. I didn't watch the games. I just know the score from somebody who moderated. And so that's how he moved to here. I don't know if somebody might have. I just think I might have heard that from him or him. I don't know. Anyway, I put that on there 3 weeks ago from a score that I heard about. So that happened there. The loser bracket, Sam actually dropped down to here and played Aeonian. Aeonian did beat Sam 3-1, moved up here. I played Aeonian again for the second time in the same bracket, which I didn't think was going to happen. It was kind of cool. Because I beat him in the first thing, and he made it all the way back to play me again. Very good player. This time, I did go Traveler. The first game, I did win. I won the first game. This was only probably a week ago that this happened. No, about a week and a half ago. We played. This is before my Xbox got fucked. First game went Traveler, all in disintegrated him. He sent me spam messages. He was mad, blah, 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 blah. Next 2 games, he actually won. It was reverse. I think I actually was going random at the time. And I got Traveler, a random Traveler. I lost. It was on decision. And then I got random Steel Talons and lost. And that's how he won those 2 games. Next 2 games, I went Nod and won both games. You know, just standard Scorpion spam versus his Reaper. And then I think I teched up, got a Redeemer, and then he made Mechapeds, and then I won. And then the final game, we agreed no Mechapeds, no Redeemer, and I won there, which is a straight Scorp spam. And that's how the tournament ended. Now, the whole point of this is, like, look how cool this is. Imagine if, like, we actually put together this tournament, and people knew what was going on, and people decided, okay, I'm going to play this guy this day through this score. And I didn't have to, like, this took over 3 months. Just to get this tiny little thing in here. It's horrible. And it pisses me off that it happened like this. Now, what would be great is if we could actually put a tournament together, see it through to the end, put legitimate seeds in, little cash prize maybe. You could stream it, maybe get somebody else to stream it too. It could be a lot of fun. Let me know what you guys think about what happened here. What maybe what you could have done better if you were watching and you were actually in the unknown tournament. I guess you could call it the Kane's Wrath, the tournament that we'll call it the tournament that you didn't know happened. We'll put it that way. Yeah. So just let me know what you guys think. Have a good day.